For all their talk about oppression, women sure are quick to give up their guns. How the hell are they expected to defend themselves against the evil white patriarchy? That is why a vote against guns is a vote against women. Can you smell the irony? This is a perfect shirt for protests, hell, for family reunions. Available only at invisiblehandfashion.com. Please use the promo code SpaceGhost for 10% off your first order. Link is in the description, bitches. Hello everybody, Terrence Popp here, Ridiculous.com. And today, I'm not good Pop, I'm not evil Pop, I'm corporate Pop, and I need a drink, oh my god. But hey, I'm retired now, I gotta pay my bills, goddammit. You gotta feed the geese to keep the juices flowing, if you know what I'm saying. And even if you don't know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we all need a job. We all gotta pay for shit because, I don't know, life is expensive. Even if you don't like the job, you still have to do it because the bills don't pay themselves. Oh, wait a minute. Unless you're a single mother. Screen 5. It doesn't matter how dirty, dangerous, or discomfortable that job is. You still need it and you have to keep it. And so I present to you the Working Man's Survival Guide. Subtitle, How to Not Get Fucked at Work, figuratively and literally. I know, getting fucked sounds like it's fun. And when I was younger, it was. But the fucking you get is never worth the fucking that you're gonna get. Yeah. Rule number 1. You have to watch How to Avoid a Sexual Harassment Case. Made an episode about it, check it out. Because before Pound Me Too, it was bad. Now it's ultra bad. Because our society has given these women the keys to the kingdom. They have given them all the power. And we all know what happens when the power goes unchecked.
It's the best day ever.
And if you don't believe me, just go ahead and look at the recent Bill Cosby verdict. There was no substance to that case, and he was convicted on testimony alone. When you boil down the testimony, what do you get? A story. And just like at the library, you can read fiction or non-fiction. And when you look at this mongoloid bitch, it's not hard to tell what kind of story we're talking about.
Oh God, why didn't anybody tell me?
If a man worth $500 million and decades of positive history can get convicted in a court of law by this bitch's testimony, what chance do you have?
It's game over, man. It's game over.
I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. But it's not enough to keep him out of jail or for you to keep your job. So please, put in your mouth guard and tighten up your belts because we are here to pick a fight. And the best way to pick a fight with a woman is you just don't play.
Well, how the fuck else would you do this job? Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Do not engage with women at work unless it is necessary and about work. So never, ever, under any circumstances, be the nice guy at work. Don't bring in donuts for everybody. Don't ask everyone how their day is or good morning. Don't be that guy.
I don't want no fucking donut, Morgan.
Because when you are that guy, women will come to you with their bullshit problems, and you don't want to talk about that. You didn't mean to do it. You just wanted to be a nice guy, but guess what? You became the target. Worse than being a nice guy is the white knight. Oh my God. First, they'll come to you for advice or just to talk to you. Next, if you're a white knight, they come to you every time there's trouble. And they will expect you to jump out of your skin to help them. And why? Because you're the nice guy. And if you think I'm wrong, go ahead, keep doing it. Bring a shovel with you to work. And on your break, go out back and dig your own grave.
I'm done!
Or you can be smart and treat these women like men and say, hey, figure your own shit out. Feminism has won, so stop catering to these bitches and make them earn their keep. Because no good deed, especially in today's workplace, goes unpunished. Because women sexually harass men probably more than vice versa.
But the last thing that I want to do is make you uncomfortable.
And you want to know why? Because society lets them get away with it. In fact, society rewards them for bad decisions. And even lets them get away with murder because they had PMS. Links in the description, bitches. Make no mistake, if a woman hits on you enough times and you turn her away, she will become bitter and do shit to get you fired.
I mean, it's just not professional.
If you have a job that requires that you have an office, make sure you have a video camera in there with audio and witnesses nearby that you can pull in at a moment's notice. Without that, if a woman ever walks into your office and shuts that door, you are fucked. All it takes is a simple accusation and you are out on your ass. You have no recourse. They would rather fire you than risk her suing the company for sexual discrimination. At that point, it all boils down to simply what you can prove. Document, work log, everything. Once you get used to it, it becomes easy. And this is important. It has to be handwritten and you take it with you when you leave at the end of the day. Never ever keep that on your work computer because you don't own it and it's unsupervised for 16 hours out of the day. Say you have 2 to 5 years of work log kept on that particular computer at your work. You go home, you come back the next day, you have a new computer. You're fucked. And this is the last tip about the log, and it's the most important one out there. Don't you tell anyone about it. Because if you slip up and tell anyone, they can use it against you or steal it and destroy it.
They are all against me. They all must die.
I know you guys are like, Pop, why do I have to keep a written log? I'm gonna tell you why. It's called building the record. You get accused of some shit that happened 2 years ago, you can open up your log and go, what day was that? That was the 9th? I called in that day. Oops, you didn't count on me having it all written down. Pound sand, you choose the orifice. And what do you put in that log? Time you came in, the time you leave, the time of breaks, any major conversations that you had during the day, projects that you worked on. Also note any shortcomings of female staff.
The fuck did you just say?
So before my 5 female fans go nuclear in the comments, just hear me out here. Listen, as dudes, we're biologically hardwired to help women. So in today's day and age, you have to go, could this backfire and hammer me in the ass? I'm done. You have to make a conscious effort to rationally realize, this could go wrong. So if you have to pick up the ball for a female coworker who's not carrying their weight, log it, because down the road she can say, I didn't make the standard because he was hitting on me. So when you get called into the carpet to explain all of this, you pull out your log and go, well, she didn't do this on this date, and I did this, this, and this. Oh, and I have the video. Boom. There you go.
Yes, I think it's true. Say hi, Mommy. Say hi to Rocco and Rocco. Say hi. Hi, fellas.
What happens when Uncle Nick goes back to college? He pretty much rips his liberal professors and feminist classmates a new one via the essays he hands in on various academic topics. Purchase Burning the Midnight on Amazon.com today. A link is in the description.
And that brings us to the most important reason for keeping that log. It's admissible in court so you can sue their shit out of these people because they listen to the stupid bitch. So when staff, your supervisors, HR come after you for unsubstantiated bullshit, you have the record and the details to rip them apart. You know that saying, the devil's in the details? That's where the money is too. You could live in a refrigerator box and lose the case, or be Oprah rich.
Cause then I'm gonna be out this motherfucker, cause I'm gonna be Oprah rich. I'm gonna kiss my ass.
You know what? Fuck you, and suck cock.
And it doesn't matter what you think or how stupid you think this entire thing is, the mundane details make the case. Was she late? What was she wearing? What happened on that particular day? Was it raining? Did they have lunch come in? Because guess what? In court, it destroys lies. That log is really 75% of the battle. You want the auto knockout, the auto win, or the flawless victory? Show them the nanny cam footage. I know when I said nanny cam, you're thinking about the one that's in a teddy bear. Wrongo bongo, resist that temptation. Instead of buying the bear, keep your office bear, B-A-R-E. There must be nothing in your office that could be a potential conversation starter for a woman. There's no calendar. There's no pictures of your kids. There's no teddy bear on the shelf. There's no female bait whatsoever. There's no reason for them to come in there. And if you choose to use video and audio, it has to be time-stamped or it's not admissible. Every day when you walk in, have the day's paper, walk in, boom, done deal. Get the nanny cam that looks like a clock radio. Goes in a book, looks like a coat hanger. You can get them on eBay. Make sure that it's motion activated. It has a fob to turn it on and off. It's hidden in a mundane thing that people aren't gonna finger fuck because it makes all the difference in the world. Let's just say the worst thing happens and you get called to the carpet at HR for a supposed sexual harassment claim. Show up with the company sexual harassment policy in its own 3-ring binder. Ha ha ha! Because it's psychologically intimidating. You have the exact documentation. When you show up to the carpet, they will record that you brought it with you. And when you combine that with the work log and possibly the video, that's 2 torpedoes below the waterline. They're going down. That covers you while you're in the office. And it doesn't stop there. It doesn't cease when the doors close at 5 o'clock. It gets worse. A majority of these sexual harassment claims take place at after-hours work functions. And that's why never, ever go.
My child was projectile vomiting. My grandparents were killed by lightning. Chain lightning. It hit one and it jumped right to the other one. Sorry, 2 coffins are expensive. I fell down the stairs and I dislocated my shoulder, neck, back, knee.
What the hell did you just say?
Another word of advice that is important. Never offer them a ride home, even if they beg you. And never, ever share a cab. Ever. Learn the power of the word no. First of all, you don't want to be alone with them. Second of all, you certainly do not want to be alone with them in an environment that you do not control. Bottom line, just stay away from women at work and that will save you a lot of headaches. And the best way to take your pieces and your toys and scoop them up and go home is you pretend you never even had them in the first place. Hide your wealth. Because that's 50% or more of their end game, period. You get an accountant to help you hide that money because that's what you pay them for. You take your money, gold, silver, or the new cryptocurrency Bitcoin, because anyone can check anyone's net worth with a couple clicks on the keyboard. And if you think I'm lying, you haven't heard my stories about first dates, I'm just saying. Because any woman can pay $20 or less to climbup-your-ass.com and know everything there is to know about you, to include your finances. So be smart. Talk to your accountant. He can do all of this for you. You want to appear as Joe Plo middle-class guy, not rich dude. Listen, as a rich dude, you're walking around with a target on your back, and it attracts estrogen. Even if you're the high school jock with the chiseled jaw and the blonde hair, and you got pussy hand over fist, make yourself as unattractive on paper as possible. And maybe, just maybe, you can avoid some of this stuff. It's not a guarantee, I'm just saying. Let's call it, I don't know, loser camouflage. Camouflage helps, but soldiers, they still get shot. And people still die in hunting accidents. Dick Cheney.
Oh, what the fuck's happening? Oh,
man,
shit.
man. Oh, man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck you do that?
I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
I know this is a tall order, gentlemen, especially you guys out there who are young and you're still dick thinking. Because money is a real easy way and efficient way to attract pussy. Look at it this way. You can use honey and you can attract a fuck ton of bees and wasps, but sooner or later you're gonna get stung. And while you're laying there on the ground dying of anaphylactic shock, no one is gonna cry for you. Now this isn't my girl. You're not Macaulay Culkin. You did it to yourself. You couldn't resist. You had to have the Rolex and the sports car and brag about your home and your vacations. You idiot.
I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time.
Are you tired of people always telling you what they think you want to hear? If you want truly good advice, take it from me. Ask an asshole. Hit up Aaron Clary at assholeconsulting.com. A link is in the description.
If you can pull this off, they will treat you like a dog turd on the sidewalk. They will acknowledge it. They will walk around it and they won't do anything about it. But you still have a boss to deal with. So it pays to have auto-loaded excuses ready to go at a moment's notice. I know that sounds stupid, But today we live in a victim-based society, and you have to roll with the punches if you want to survive. So next time you get chastised for speaking over somebody, you just look at them and go,
I'm sorry, I have Tourette's. Cunt.
and once word gets out about that, you can say whatever you want. It's awesome.
Piss coming from my ass!
Listen, for the past 5 years, I've been doing Mission 10 Horizons and traveling 571 miles one way twice a month to see my kids. And in the winter, I took the train. I sit down on the train, there's somebody sitting there against the window, and I develop a tick.
Ass! Ass!
20 minutes later, they move, and I get 2 seats to myself. I don't actually have Tourette's, but I do have dyslexia, and that also comes in handy. Especially because people are so goddamn easy to offend nowadays. I don't even try that hard to offend people, and I have my own file. It's almost a gig of nothing but hate mail.
Fuck you, kid, you're a dick! You're a faggot!
Now you're at work and somebody gets upset at some shit you wrote. You just go, hey, I have dyslexia. I must have mixed up words or letters. I'm sorry. 9 times out of 10, what are they gonna do about it? This is what they're gonna do. Well, maybe you should get a spell checker. If you don't have either of those conditions, you can always fall back on the pediatrician's default setting of he has ADD. I don't have Tourette's, nor do I have ADD, but I do have a TBI, and it's quite interesting. For those of you who don't know what TBI means, it means traumatic brain injury, and one of the common side effects is poor impulse control. Not that I know anything about that or anything. One of the most common things that happens at work, which is a prime example of poor impulse control, is slinging seed at work, or banging the help, or shitting where you eat, if you know what I mean.
Has anybody ever told you you have a serious impulse control problem?
If all else fails, you just pull out the trump card, which applies to most men.
Well, I didn't have a father at home, but now I know what's wrong. I'm sorry.
This works now today because most of your bosses, odds are, will be men. In the future, with all this affirmative action and most of the bosses will be women, that excuse is not going to fly.
What the fuck, Terrence? You didn't put a cover sheet on your TPS report.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a father at home. He didn't help me with organization.
What? Are you saying that your mom didn't do a good job raising you?
Not a good job. Gonna see some Space Ghost, which means I quit. But that's all hypothetical. Just wait on the line. We're gonna focus on the here and now. In the here and now, if you can join the union, do it. It isn't foolproof, but it's an extra layer of protection between you and the bullshit. Let's say your job is like sitting down to dinner, and the union is the plate that keeps it all together. But if you don't have a fork, a knife, and a spoon, shit gets messy quickly. But yeah, you can eat dinner with just the plate in your fingers, but you'll look like an idiot. Just saying. Moral of the story, use all of the tools at your disposal and be smart about it. Let's put this in the best possible light. You don't work for a business. You own the business and they work for you. In that case, don't hire women, period. You're only opening the door to your own fucking. And like I said, that sounds great, but it's not really fun.
Your reign of terror is over. Mine has just begun.
Now let's just face it. You hire a woman, there's all kinds of laws that work against you. Like you gotta give them maternity leave. And heck, you might even have to give them paid maternity leave in the future. Why does a business have to pay for their reproductive bullshit? I don't know. And if you're in California, you gotta give them a titty sucking room. That's $138 per square feet that you can't use to make money for your business. I know you're calling me a sexist. I say I'm practical, I'm using math and logic. In fact, math always adds up. Fuck you.
Mama!
This next bit of advice is good for everyone. It doesn't matter if you work for the man or you are the man. Never talk about politics, religion, or feminism at work. I know I'm saying this at my job, but fuck you, figure it out on your own. Unfortunately, we live in a time and place where disagreeing with somebody politically basically justifies them punching you in the face. Don't let that happen, because according to the progressive left, words are violence. Give me a fucking break. I know it's stupid, but if things keep going the way they're going, you can say the word fag and wind up getting charged with assault. Even if you're just talking about cigarettes and you say it in a British accent.
Who's a faggot with turbo? That's our dad! What's your money? Oh, shit!
Even in the world that we live in, some of you out there, I'm sure you're thinking, well, this is overkill. This will never apply to me. And I hope that is true, but let's fall back on an old ancient Chinese proverb. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. Because if you get called to the carpet and all you have is your smile and a pretty face, all your shit is in a box and you're carrying it out the front door 20 minutes later.
Well, what do you say I throw in a little sexual harassment charge to boot?
Against who?
Against you.
So gentlemen, start typing up that resume now and keep it up to date because you're probably gonna need it. But let's just say they do give you the heave-ho and you have the log and the video. You can sue those mother fornicators into the Stone Age, but don't forget to hide your wealth. Screen 5. Winning. I know we went over a whole lot of shit and it was like drinking from a fire hose, but in today's day and age, this is some dangerous, deadly shit and you need to know it. And as long as affirmative action keeps pushing men out of power and putting women there who don't deserve it or didn't earn it, it's gonna get worse. So you need to be prepared to either run the show yourself or walk at any time. This is just like a relationship. If you are prepared to walk at any time, you have a lot of power. Women will hate you because they can't have power over you, but in the end, do you really care? In fact, men are out of fucks to give, and they're leaving the workforce in droves. I did an episode about that, check it out. With that being said, you like this shirt and this mug? There's more at invisiblehandfashion.com. Links are in the description right next to our links for Patreon, PayPal, and Maker support. Send us a couple bucks because this is expensive, and I'm almost out of Jack Daniels. And with what's coming down the pipe in the next few weeks, I'm gonna need some more. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and the bell. And if you don't, fuck it, you're already in my log.
When you get back out there in the dating world, we need to invest in like some button cams and shit. And you know, microphones and stuff that you can hide on your person so that we can actually fucking see these dates in real time. We could just blur the chick's face out like America's Most Wanted style.
Like, so I googled you. What the fuck is up with this web series?
Hey! You agreed to go out with me anyway, so clearly you see something you like. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Either that or you're gonna put anthrax in my food. Can I have this to go?